Greetings, folks. This is Volt. Final scenario of the Kukri Cup Challenge. Hunters of the Mythos, Chapter 2, Dungeon Legacy. Patrice Hathaway versus Lost in Time and Space. We have, as per usual, just our 2 points of Down the Rabbit Hole upgrade. I am rebuying a level 0, a Test of Will, to replace the one that got exiled, and upgrading it immediately to the level 1 version. And that's it. There's nothing I can actually use my second Down the Rabbit Hole upgrade point on. I could put a tick into Grizzled, but it won't increase anything. It won't be enough to increase anything. I could put a 4th tick into Living Ink, but all it could do is Shifting Ink and let me play it under control of another investigator who doesn't exist. So, yeah, that's it. We've got our Kukri. We've got our mission. And here in Lost in Time and Space, the mission's the same for everyone regardless of trait, because traits won't matter here. We can't use our special trait Legacy, so I can't use Cursed to make my run harder for myself with the tarot deck and in exchange get a card from my top 10. So hopefully I'll have a reasonable mulligan to start getting my key assets. We'll see. And we have Act 1C, which is simply when the game ends advance, and for a preview look, this mission cares about how many extra dimensional locations are in play and how many have no clues on them. The extra dimensional locations will be all the locations that can come out of the encounter deck. So it does not count another dimension where we start, and it won't count the final location where hopefully we will get out. So that's it. Let's play some... Oh, one last thing. 1 conglomeration of spheres and 1 Gideon Observer come out of the encounter deck because I've already butchered them with my Kukri. They're in my pile of victims. Everything else is still here in the encounter deck. So let's give this a shot. Opening hand. What do we got? A whole bunch of no starting assets. I mean, technically Living Ink, but that's not really what I want to start with. We're going to junk this whole hand. See if we can't get like Mind's Eye, Cornered, Captivating Performance, Violin, Mind's Eye, and Living Ink. Okay, I'll take it. All right, seems good. We begin in another dimension. 6 Shroud, no clues. Excuse me. Whenever a location leaves play, anyone at that location, investigator or unengaged enemy, gets moved here. We have a Doom track of 4 on the first of 4 agendas. We need 2 clues to advance. And as an activate, I can discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck and choose a location discarded by that effect and resolve its revelation ability, which of course will put them out into play. So let's get started. And we're going to start by playing Mind's Eye. Sure. And sure, we'll play Living Ink. Why not? Boost our willpower and our agility, at least for a few starting turns. And last action, I mean, there's nowhere for us to go, so we're going to use this ability on the act. Discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. What do we got? We have a Tear Through Space. And these just discard. Tear Through Space, 1 Shroud, 1 Clue. Surge, but we only do the revelation effect when drawing it through this, so we don't actually draw another encounter card. And at the end of the round, I have to either put a Doom on this or discard it. So, I mean, maybe we'll be able to go there and get that clue, and maybe we're going to get shunted back to the beginning for our troubles, but that's fine. Okay, there are no enemies. We upkeep. We lose our, well, we were down to 0 resources, so that's the perfect time to draw Paranoia. There's both of our Winging Its. Interesting. Okay. And now it is the end of the round. I'm going to put a Doom on this Tear Through Space to keep it into play for a little while longer. Mythos, where 1+1 is 2 of 4 Doom. Our encounter card is an Arcane Barrier. Well, this is kind of a lousy location for that to be. To move in or out, test willpower 4. If I succeed, discard it. Otherwise, I either cancel the move or discard the top 3 cards of my top 5 cards, excuse me, of my deck. Okay. Oh, what are our tokens? Skulls are -1 for each extra dimensional location in play, max -5. So with one of them, they're -1. This doesn't count. One moment. Apologies for that. Right, and the cultist is reveal another token, and if you fail, you discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a location comes out. You put it in play and move there. And being moved by an encounter card effect, which includes this, means you take a horror. So actually, let's put this down at the bottom since it is a pull another token. All right, fine. All right, what are we doing? Can we get that clue? If we move, get the clue. I mean, I could put another thing into play, but if I let the tear through space exist for another round, then this agenda is advancing 2 rounds early. Probably better for me to get that clue and then eat the fact that I'm taking a horror. Yeah, so we're going to, first we're going to move. So I do the arcane barrier test. We're testing, do I use a charge from living ink? Hang on, I have to decide that because I have the subtle depiction. That'll give myself, what am I saying? That'll give myself 5 against 4. Prophesy is actually 2 question marks since there is, no, it's only 1. There's only 2 doom in play, never mind. So I could get up to 5, 6, I'd be 7 against 4. That is meaningfully better than 2 up. I will let a charge go from living ink so I have the boost. So we're going to move. We're testing 5 on 4 arcane barrier, 6 on 4, 7 on 4. We are 3 up on the test. -1 is a pass. We heal a horror. And arcane barrier is discarded. Fine, because we're going to take that horror in a moment anyway. We move down to tear through space. We might as well play one of these winging its to drop the shroud down to 0. So we're testing 2 against 0 to get this clue. -2, but we still pass, so we get the clue. And now, I mean, let's use the ability on the act to try to find another location. Discard the top 3. No, but we do discard things we definitely didn't want to draw. So, okay, that's it. No enemies on the board. We upkeep. I realize also, I'm already forgetting, this was a hex. I should have pulled the Grizzled out from my discard pile, because this comes back as a reminder when I draw Monster, Terror, or Hex. I forgot to do that. It's fine. It didn't end up mattering. I mean, maybe I would have saved the resource on the winging it, but whatever. I just need to remember that as we truck on with our lives. Okay. Predator or Prey. There are no enemies in play. So this just replaces itself with another card. Alter Fate. More Mind's Eye Secrets is good. Plenty of Premonitions. All right, interesting. Still missing Cornered, Captivating Performance, but I'm sure we'll get there. All right, and now end of round. We're going to discard this. So the Doom goes away, but I get moved back here and take a horror. Fine. Okay, Mythos. We're at 2 of 4 Doom. Our encounter card, the Endless Bridge. Put this into play and lose 2 resources. Well, I lose my 1 resource. Okay. Endless Bridge. Yeah. Force Shroud 2 clues. When you leave here, you have to put a Doom here or discard it. All right. Well, another place to get clues, right? So let's try to do exactly that. We'll discard this Mind's Eye to put 2 more secrets on the one I have in play. We're going to walk to the Endless Bridge. Let's... Do I Premonish? Do I bother? If I don't Premonition, I could throw everything at this test. Oh, I don't have a resource to play winging it. Well, I could take a resource, and then I could play winging it and throw everything into the test. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. We'll take a resource, then we will play winging it from the discard pile. So we are testing 2 against 3. Oh, we're not going to use the living ink. Just forgot. 2 against 3. 4 against 3 if I use this. But if I just throw everything, there's no point, because if I just well, I could commit 1 premonition, the alter fate, promise of power. That would get me up to 6, 7, 8 against 3. That covers nearly everything. And then I could play the last premonition going into the next round, so I at least know what my next token is. That's worthwhile. So I'll save the Mind's Eye charges. Well, no, I'm going to save the Mind's Eye charges, because otherwise I can't commit a premonition. Right, so 2 against 3, 6 against 3, add a curse, 7 against 3, 8 against 3. We're 5 up on this test. -2 is a pass. We get both clues because we played Wing It from the discard. It shuffles in. These all discard. That was in the investigation phase. And then I will play this other premonition to see what my next token's going to be. A -2. Okay. Oh, and before I move on to the enemy phase, we'll spend 2 clues to advance. Put the Edge of the Universe location into play. Okay. I can't get there yet because I haven't found my way there. There will be... there are 2 locations that can connect here, which are somewhere in the encounter deck. One leads off from the Endless Bridge, so that'd be the best one to find. There is another that'd be over on this side if I get some other locations. But now the goal is to find our way to this place. And I will need at least 1 more clue to get in there. I have 1 still. But since I'll need to move through at least 1 more location to get there, hopefully I can get the clue I need at that intervening location. So, and this doesn't doom or discard until after I leave. Okay. Right. No enemies on the board. We upkeep. A Spectral Shield. That could work well with the Living Ink. Still haven't found my other assets, but I also don't yet have the resources to play them. So there's that. Plenty of question marks if I have to pass any tests this round. Interesting. All right. Mythos, we're at 3 of 4 Doom. Going to advance next round. Our encounter card, it's another Arcane Barrier. Okay, well, this is kind of funny. It's a Hex, so I do get Grizzled. I kind of have nothing to use it on. Interesting. There's no real reason to play Quantum Flux, and I'm still trying to get to assets. Oh, actually, you know what? Maybe instead of letting this go, since I've got precious little else to commit these on, should I just a test of will this, and then, yeah. You know what? Now, I still get Grizzled even if I cancel the card, because I still drew the card, and I'm only canceling the Revelation effect. But yeah, let's play this level 2 a test of will to cancel this, and then... Oh, right, because we know that with this -2, we pass. Boom, gone. Fine. All right, let's turn off Living Ink during our turn. Whoop, that's not right. That might not have been the smart thing to do, but I could see that. I could see that potentially causing problems. Let's spend an action and see if we can't find another location. All right. Gideon Starseeker, a tear through space and a tear through space. We only place 1, so we'll place a tear through space. Okay. Definitely. There we go. Okay. Well, I can move there to get the other clue that I will need. And And I can let it add a doom because this is going to advance next round anyway. So you know what? Sure. While we are unhindered by other things, let's... Whoops. That's not what I wanted. Let's go over there. Second action. And oh my gosh, I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. And third action, let's investigate. And... well, first, I might as well play the Spectral Shield on myself. And then we investigate. Let's see, that'd be 4 on 1, 3, 4. I'm thinking about, like, you know, not committing Promise of Power to add another curse. 4 on 1 seems reasonable. Skulls are -2. Yeah, we're just going to commit Quantum Flux and Grizzled. So we're testing 4 against 1. We're 3 up. Well, no matter what we were going to do, that wasn't going to work, so I'm glad I didn't add a curse. Fine. Okay. No enemies. We upkeep. There's the violin, which can start getting us resources. Okay. End of the round, we will put a doom on Terra. Oh, I forgot about this. Well, when I leave, I put a doom on this because, again, the doom's not going to matter because it's going to go away. Because we're going to advance anyway, so it won't matter. Right. Okay. Right, Mythos. Okay. Agenda advances. We shuffle the discard pile of the encounter deck. We discard from the top until we get a location, then resolve its revelation effect. So let's do that. Reality, no, enemy, enemy, treachery, 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 treachery. I swear there are more locations in here. Ah, another tear through space. Okay. Well, the tears through space, they connect with each other. There we go. And they have 1 clue each. And they also connect back to the Endless Bridge. Interesting. I don't know why the arrows are doing what they're doing. I guess that's just how it works. That's fine. Right, and that's it. Surge doesn't happen because we're just doing the revelation effect. Then if we fail to save the students, we did not fail to save the students. We did, in fact, save them, so we're not taking horror. Second agenda, Doom Track of 4. Same forced effect when being moved by an encounter card effect. All right, fine. Let's get our encounter card. It's a third tear through space. Well, that's now it's getting a little silly. But this one does surge. Also, this does mean, whoa, that the skulls are suddenly -4, which I do need to be mindful of, because these are all extra dimensional. That surges into the Steps of Yagarl. 3 Shroud, 1 clue. I have to draw the topmost Madness card in my discard pile. I do not have any... Oh, I do! I have to draw Paranoia, which means I lose my resource, which is a problem, because I wanted to play the violin. Ooh, okay. Welp. I mean, I could still take 2 resources and then play it. Spend my whole turn doing that. Fine. Now, this is one of the locations that connects to the finale area, but it is not the one that connects to the Endless Bridge. So I still need either the analogous location that connects to the bridge, or I need the location that would go over here and will connect to this. Okay. Fine. So if I spend my whole turn playing the violin, which I am seriously considering doing, I can't let all 3 of these locations continue to exist. If they all get doom, then the agenda will advance 3 rounds early. I can let 2 of them continue to exist, and then next turn maybe get a clue, move out, and then maybe get another clue. Now, I don't actually need... Let's see. No, I could meaningfully use those clues. All right. This might be a mistake, but I am going to spend 2 actions to get 2 resources. Third action, I am going to play the violin, and I'll discard, doesn't really matter, winging it to get a resource. Now I've got, so I know that there's more cards I want to play. I want to play Cornered. I want to play Captivating Performance. In order to do so, I'm going to need some resources. So, violin it is. All right, that's my whole turn. No enemies, we upkeep. Well, there's the Watcher. Now, because this is a monster, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to ask this. Like, it's a player card until you draw it, but once you draw it, it becomes an encounter card. I believe that counts as having drawn an encounter card with the chosen trait. And it's a monster, so I should get Grizzled. And I didn't get Grizzled earlier in the round on the Mythos phase, so the once per round max on Always Prepared doesn't come into play here. I have a Resourceful. Is there anything in here that I'd want to recur? Predator or Prey if an enemy shows up. Alter Fate. A Last Chance if I want to, like, last action test this thing. Okay, we got options. All right, and now, end of round, I am going to, let's see. I'll put a Doom on the Tear Through Space I'm at, and one more Tear Through Space, but we're going to let the other discard. Why does it say 3? There should only be 2 Doom in play. Where's the other Doom? Let's reset this. Hold on. 3 Doom removed from play area. 1, 2. I don't know what was going on there, but we fixed it now. Okay. Mythos. We had a Doom where 2 + 1 is 3 of 4. Or are there Ancient Evils in this? No, I don't think there are. Encounter card. Interstellar Traveler. Spawns at any extra dimensional location. So this guy does generate Doom. So he either turns a clue into Doom, or he just gets a Doom on his own. Okay, where am I going to put this guy? If I put him with me, he'll eat the clue. If I put him over here, he'll also eat the clue. And then he will hunt to me in the enemy phase, which is going to turn another thing into Doom, unless I go there. But if there's still 2 Doom here, no, that doesn't work. If I put him here, then he'll get a Doom, but he at least doesn't turn a clue into Doom. I could then conceivably get a clue, move back here, start fighting him. But I also have the Watcher that I want to deal with. I'm thinking about whether I want to put him at the steps of Viagaro. If I do, then he won't hunt anywhere. He will add a Doom, which will mean that the agenda will advance a round quicker. But is that okay? Does he work with that location? Right. Fight 4 health, 3 evade, 2. Right. Hunter flips Doom. He does a damage and 2 horror. I mean, what's my hand like? I do have a Grizzled. Oh, is there a second Grizzled? No. I could have drawn it since this guy's a monster. So I could spawn him with me. He'll eat the clue. I'll spend my whole turn defeating it, which does add points to the Kukri pile of victims, right? So that's not nothing. But if I do that, then I would need to let both of these locations go in order to not advance early. And I'll take a horror and get shunted back here, and I won't have gotten a clue. Because I have the Watcher to deal with, see, if I get a clue, move back here, deal with the Watcher. If I spawn him over here, he will turn that clue into Doom. How does this work? Right, he'll spawn that clue into Doom. They have one. I could get rid of both of these, and then we'll still be advancing one round sooner. Honestly, it might be best. It might be best for me to just take this guy and kill him. Spend my round killing him. It's kind of equivalent to losing a round, but it's a round it means I don't have to deal with him later. Yeah, that is probably the smart play. All right. So we'll take him. He does turn this clue into a Doom, which is aggravating, but fine. Let's see if we can't kill him. Watcher, you're going to have to wait around. So with the Kukri, I'm swinging 3 against 4. I could Mind's Eye to be 4 against 4. I'm not turning on the Living Ink because I want to use it as charges to back up Spectral Shield. So I have another Spectral Shield that I could play. Let's see. Willpower, Resourceful, Grizzled. What could I Resourceful back for my second? I don't want to do the Predator of Prey. Alter Fate is a question mark. Last Chance. But if I test Willpower, I can't commit Resourceful. And if I don't use Willpower, just use the Kukri. I'm testing 3 against 4, 6 against 4, 7 against 4. The other issue, of course, is that 1, 2, 3, 4, the skulls are -4. So I'd really want to be 8, up to 8 on 4. 3, 6, 7, which I can do if I commit the other Spectral Shield. And then if I Resourceful back a Last Chance, the Last Chance is only going to be 2 question marks. I could violin something, draw a different card, but the issue is I don't want to draw into, say, Cornered or Captivating Performance, something I still want to play. I'd also really like to be able to violin something for a resource. No. See, I don't have a Grizzle to get. Resourceful. Yeah, it could get Alter Fate, which is a single question mark. If I use my second attack with Willpower, I could be 4, 5, 6. I could get 3 up. Still not great. Unless I attacked it with the Kukri and then evaded it, which is an easier test, with the plan of finishing it off next round. The locations will still leave play. We'll get shunted back to another dimension. It will come with me. But at least I won't get hit by it. And then I could finish it next round. That might be more reasonable in terms of how high I need to test. Because I can't quite get up to 8 on both tests. Like, this gets me +3. Like, if I did Mind's Eye first, I could do Grizzled and Voice of Ra, say. That'd be 8 on 4. But then, what am I doing with the other? I could 4, 5, 6, but I can't use Resourceful. Conversely, if I attack with the Kukri, 3, 4 with Resourceful, 7 with Grizzled, 8 from Spectral Shield, I can get back 1 card. It could be Alter Fade. I could Mind's Eye the Evade. Then I'd be 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think it's what we do. I think we do a Kukri hit to hopefully do 2 damage, then evade it, and then next round finish it. I think that is what we are going to need to do. Oh, but wait a minute. If it moves, it's going to get another Doom. If it gets shunted back here at the end of the round when the Tear Through Space discards, and that's going to advance the agenda early. Ah. That is a problem. All right, I think I need to just go for and recognize one of these tests is only going to be 3 up, which is not good, but it is the best that I can do. So we're going to do that. And we're going to start with attacking with the Kukri. We're testing 3 on 4. Grizzled makes it 6 on 4. Resourceful makes it 7 on 4. Spectral Shield makes it 8 on 4. We are 4 up on this test. -2 is a pass. We spend an extra action to do 2 damage. And I will pull back Alter Fate because it's a question mark. And now we attack again. I'll use Mind's Eye, testing 4 on 4, 5, 6, 7 on 4. We're 3 up this time. -1. Whew. All right. He's defeated and goes into our pile of victims. Okay, that was a little harrowing, but all right. No enemies that do anything. We upkeep. There's another Mind's Eye. Those jury rigs could have been handy a moment ago. Fine. End of the round. In order to not advance early, I need to let both of these discard, which shunts me back into another dimension. I take a horror, which Spectral Shield blocks and removes a charge from the Living Ink. Okay. All right. Fine. Maybe. All right, Mythos, we're at 2 of 4 Doom. We spun our gears that round. Let's see what happens here. Vast Expanse. Well, this is less dangerous now, since those Tears Through Space went away. Skulls are now back down to -2. And we are testing Willpower 2, because there are 2 extra-dimensional locations into play. We're testing 5 against 2. I think we just take this straight up. Probably. I could Guts in order to draw another card. If I don't, then what I might do, I could discard Mind's Eye to get more of these secrets. I could put 2 jury rigs on Kukri. And then I could try with boosts from the jury rigs and Guts to take out the Watcher. No, we're just going to test this straight up. 5 against 2. We're 3 up. -2, we pass. All right. All right, it's another setup turn. We are going to jury rig the heck out of our Kukri. We're going to play both jury rigs on it. We're going to discard this Mind's Eye to add 2 secrets. And now we're going to attack... Oh, I am turning off Living Ink, obviously, since it only has 1 charge left. And now we are going to attack the Watcher with the Kukri. So base 3 on 5. Jury Rig just boosts +2 skill value, so I can use Mind's Eye to test Willpower instead, which will let me throw Guts into this. So I am presently 4 against 5. Guts makes it 6 on 5. A supply from Jury Rig makes it 8 against 5. And you know what? We're going to use another supply from Jury Rig, because we can. It's not limited to 1 per test. So we're using another one to be 10 against 5. And we auto-fail. Well, that's quite bad. So that means in the enemy phase, I'm going to take 3 damage. Spectral Shield blocks 1, which discards Living Ink, but the other 2 hits Patrice. Ouch. Well, that's autofails for you. Upkeep. Predator Prey. So I have to move away from this. That's real funny. Does it hunt? Yeah, it does. Okay. Well, we are disengaging the Watcher and moving to the Endless Bridge. That's interesting. Man, my core assets are in like the bottom portion of the deck. All right. Can we bounce back from this? That's kind of a blow. At least we have another Living Ink to refill Spectral Shield. So maybe. We're at 3 of 4 Doom. What's our encounter card? It is an Offer of Power. Pact. I have to either draw 2 cards and put Doom on the agenda, which will advance it, but only losing 1 round. Or I have to take 2 Horror, which would kill Spectral Shield and then put a Horror on Patrice. I think I should have pulled Grizzled back when I got Vast Expanse. I forgot again because it's a terror. Again, it wouldn't have mattered because I auto-failed the test. I think I'm going... 3 damage, huh? Part of me really wants the cards, but if I take the cards, I'm going to get things I want to play, right? But then this guy is going to move in and wallop me once again for 3 damage. Man, Predator Prey helped out in the very beginning of this campaign, but is now kind of causing grief rather than anything else. If I take the 2 Horror, this goes away. 1 goes on Patrice. But then I might be able to find a location. Like, I'm looking for... Damage. I might find Plucky. That would be important. What's in here? Yeah, I haven't seen Plucky. I haven't seen Cornered. Against my better judgment, I'm going to take the 2 cards and let this advance. Well, there's Captivating Performance. Okay. 2 Doom. This advances. Which will get me another location. That actually might be important. What do we get? So far, we're getting a bunch of treacheries. Another Endless Bridge, which makes me lose 2 resources, because why wouldn't it? Okay. These are not connected to each other, which is a little frustrating. Now I test Willpower X, where X is the number of names recorded under Sacrifice to Yog-Sothoth, which is 3. So I'm testing 4 against 3, and for each point I fail by, I take a damage. Well, given how much damage the Watcher is doing to me, I really don't want to fail this. So we're going to commit Fearless. Be 5 on 3. And this Unexpected Courage to be 7 on 3. Man. Yeah, 7 on 3. Skulls are now -3. We are 4 up on this test. Skulls -3. We pass. We heal a horror. Okay. And we're now on a doom track of 6 of the 3rd agenda. Our progress has completely stalled. I'm going to play some cards. The Watcher's going to come in and demolish me again. And I legitimately don't have real counterplay other than to brace for impact. So we're going to play Voice of Ra. Get a resource, pull 3 tokens, get 2 more resources. Okay. We're going to play Captivating Performance. We're going to play Living Ink. And we're going to violin the Last Chance to get another resource. Okay. That's it. Enemies. The Watcher moves in and wallops us for 3 damage. Spectral Shield blocks 1. The other 2 hit Patrice. Ouch. Okay. Upkeep. There's Cornered. There's Plucky. Impromptu Barrier. All right. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Wait. I never drew an encounter card. Shoot. I did this test, but I didn't draw an encounter card. What was my encounter card? It was a location, which would have made me discard a random card from hand. I mean, that goes over here. Okay, hold on. What we're going to do, I'm going to move these over here. The cards that I had in hand, I had the Captivating Performance. I had the Living Ink. I had the Last Chance. I had the Voice of Ra. I had committed the Unexpected Courage. How do I have that many cards? That was not right. I committed the Unexpected Courage and the Fearless, the Agenda test. Why was there a Last Chance? Oh, no. Okay. That's why I'm all confused. My encounter card was the Promise of Power. So it advanced after I did that. So I had already drawn an encounter card. So what I just drew is actually my next encounter card. Never mind. I did do that round correctly. That's why I had extra cards in hand. Oh my goodness, I'm losing my mind. All right, but right. So one Doom, the Mythos, and it's the Prismatic Cascade. So I discard one of these cards. I discarded one of these cards. It was Grizzled. Okay. All right. Okay. Wait. The captivating performance should be in play. Living in should be in play with 2 on it. Yes, there we go. All right. Oh my goodness. Now the board state is correct. Am I turning off Living Ink, or am I using it to try to deal with this? Lucky can get me up to 6. But then I'm not getting resourceful, but maybe that's fine. I could violin the impromptu barrier in order to shuffle my deck so that the watcher misses the reshuffle. That's probably vitally important. Fill with the kukri and then play cornered. I think that's the play. I'm probably going to be spending resources through Plucky, which is fine. Okay, we're going to play Plucky. Oh, that's the question. Am I using Living Ink? Am I letting a charge go? If I turn it off, Plucky will be back up to 5. I'm testing 5 against 4. Skulls are -4 right now. I'd want to get up to 8. I could spend 3, but then I can't play cornered. No. I am going to use a charge from Living Ink, so I have the boost. We play Plucky. Okay. Now. I'm going to use the violin first to discard impromptu. To discard resourceful, so that impromptu barrier will end up in the discard. Yeah, we'll discard resourceful, and now we will draw a card. Grizzled. Perfect. I couldn't have asked for a better draw. And I take a horror, which will go on Plucky. Okay. Now, we're going to fight this bozo. Oh, I had the jury rigs. I didn't need to... Yeah, well, I already said that I was using it. Well, I had to... whatever. I'm committed. I have plenty of charges on Mind's Eye, so we're going to use it. Secret Zone. Excuse me. So, we're going to fight with the kukri. We're testing... Use Mind's Eye. We're testing 6 against 5. Grizzled makes it 9 against 5. Just in case, I'm going to spend 1 resource through Plucky, make it 10 against 5. We're 5 up. And we pulled the -5. Okay. I will spend a second action to kill this thing. My goodness. Now, all right, so I'm not getting the captivating performance bonus, but that's fine. Last action, we are playing cornered. Finally, we have a full board state. Once we got to the 3rd agenda of the game. Ooh. Okay. So that's it. That's my turn. No enemies on the board. We upkeep. Okay. Fine. Mythos, we're 2 of 6 doom. Our encounter card. Another one of these nonsense things. Any extra dimensional location. Do I once again spawn it with me to try to kill it? If I don't, it's just gonna keep dooming it up, yo. Since it's a monster, I get grizzled. Yeah, I am gonna take it. It gets a doom, because there's no clues in my location. Alright. Let's try to kill this thing. We're fighting with the kukri. Oh, and I'm turning off, obviously, Living Ink, because I have to. So I'm testing 3 against 4. I can use... I probably should use at least 1 charge of Mind's Eye. The question is, do I fight Fight, activate, evade, and then do another thing. No, probably simpler to just finish it with 2 hits of Kukri and spending an extra action. So, and I do want to get at least 1 Fearless to heal this horror. So, we're going to attack with the Kukri. We will use a secret from Mind's Eye. We're testing 5 against 4, 6 against 4 with Fearless. Do I bother with the Guts? 6 against 4. 7. 1 moment. Hold on. Hold on. Sorry about that. Where was I? Doing this willpower test. 6, 9 against 4. There is a curse in the bag. If I use Guts, I'll get another card if I pass. And then I could, let's see. If I attack with the Kukri on the next one with Fist, 3, 6, 7, discard be 9. Yeah. Yeah, I will commit this Guts. So we are testing 11 against 4. We are 7 up on this test. -1. Didn't need all that. We heal a horror from Fearless. We draw a card from Guts, which is a premonition. We spend an extra action so that we do 2 damage. And now we attack again. For this one, we will attack with the Kukri. We're testing 3 against 4. Grizzled makes it 6 on 4. Prophesy makes it... Oh, there's actually 3 Doom in play. So Prophesy makes it 8 against 4. We'll discard Fearless using Cornered to be 10 on 4. We are 6 up. +1. It's defeated and also goes into the pile of victims. And then last, I will play this premonition to know what token I have coming next. It's a 0. That's valuable intel. All right, once again, we spun our gears, but hopefully, eventually, we will be able to advance the game state. No enemies, we upkeep. More stuffs. Okay, not bad. 3 of 6 Doom. Encounter card. Finally, we are beyond the veil. We have not seen Alter Fate yet, so that's fine. Well, I could cancel it, but it'll still surge. I think also it's a Hex, so I draw a Grizzled. I think this is probably fine because I have Alter Fate coming at some point. Did we see a Resourceful? No, we haven't seen Resourceful either. I'm not worried about this. We will let this attach. And it surges into Vast Expanse. So this is a test of Living Ink is on. So this is a test of 6 against 4. Every point you fail by take a horror. Oh, but I know my token is a 0. So we just pass. I will discard Mind's Eye to add 2 secrets to mine. So there we go. Okay. All right. Finally, we might be able to get some locations into play. Because we've been stranded here. So yeah, let's activate and flip 3. What do we got? Well, we're getting a tear through space. Which is good, because this I can use to move across this way, which will actually get us towards the edge of the universe. Also, skulls are now -5. Okay, so let's start doing exactly that. We're going to move to this tear through space. We can float it a doom for 1 round. Do I stop to get a clue? I could, because I activated move. If I investigate, then with captivating performance, I can at least get myself like an extra resource, which is probably wise. But I do need, I'm going to need more clues than that. Well, what I'm ultimately going to need, I need 2 clues to enter here. Once I'm here, I'm going to need, I think it's to spend 3 clues. And then to get out after all that, I'll need to spend 2 clues. So, right? Yeah, I think I need 4 more clues. I don't have. I'm winging it in hand, right? Which can get. And clues and sets of 2. I am also now thinking about. I shouldn't be thinking about score. I'm still trying to actually make headway on this game. If I move, I'll still need to investigate. This location, I don't think I'm going to be able to float after another round. If I get this clue, yeah, I do think I should get this clue while I'm here. Okay. So, we activated, we move, now we're going to investigate. And, I mean, I could play winging it to make it a passes on everything but tentacles. But that costs a resource. If I do, oh, I've turned this off. If I don't, 3-on-1. I have a prophesy, which I'd like to carry over into the next. No, you know what? We will investigate with winging it. So we're testing 3 against 0. That way I don't have to mess around with other commits. Elder sign. So I succeed. Gets this. This discards. Now I could shuffle everything in, leaving 1 card behind. And we are going to do that. We're going to leave the Watcher behind. That does mean I don't have winging it available, but it also means I'm pushing back beyond the veil that much further. Fine. And last, and now captivating performance, I'm just going to take a resource, I think. Yes. And I use the violin. This is actually good timing, because Grizzled will still be able to come back. I'll use the violin, discard Grizzled for another resource, and I will play Premonition. My next token's the -1. Okay. No enemies. We upkeep. My last chances. There's Alter Fate. Okay. Good. End of the round. I'm going to put a Doom here. Right. Fine. And yes, Mythos. We're at 4 + 1 is 5 of 6 Doom. This is going to be harrowing. But hey, that's the name of the game, right? What's our encounter card? Collapsing Reality. So that discards the location I'm in, and I take a damage. And I get shunted to this place, which means I take a horror. I mean, it's annoying. Discard it and take 1 damage. And then the move will deal me a horror. So I think the damage happens first. Which no. That will kill Plucky. That's unfortunate. But I don't actually have... Yeah, I don't have a counterplay. That kills Plucky. And then the horror will happen after I'm moved. All right. It's just a resourceful away. So this discards. Skulls go back up to -4. I get shunted here. I take a horror, which Spectral Shield blocks by discarding the Living Ink. Okay, that was kind of a bad encounter pull, but I can still move 3 times and get to the edge of the universe. I will need another clue. And because I don't have winging it, I can't get them in a batch of 2, unfortunately. Maybe I shouldn't have shuffled my thing. Well, whatever's going on, we're going to play Alter Fate to get rid of Beyond the Veil, just in case. I would love to, like, move, play Living Ink, investigate, and draw. But I am concerned, heavily concerned. I'm going to take a big fat look at Yog-Sothoth. Can he make attacks of opportunity? No, he cannot. Because he's going to spawn in 2 rounds. What are my options? I could move 3 times, get all the way over here, assuming I pass this test, which, I mean, I've got Premonition, actually. That would make it a lock. But then I'm not using any of these. I could move twice and play Living Ink, or I could move twice and get a clue, which I will ultimately need. But then I'd be doing the test next turn. Move, advance. I do need a clue. Whether I get here all the way now, or if I stop to get a clue now. If I move, play Living Ink, get a clue, and take a resource. Draw a card? Draw a card first, maybe. Might be resourceful. Or winging it. If I move, draw, play Living Ink, investigate. Next turn, I could move twice, spend everything. I get shunted back here and then move again. And then Yog-Sothoth will spawn behind me. I think that's the play because I really need Living Ink and Spectral Shield to keep up my dwindling health reserve. So yes, we're going to move the Prismatic Cascade. We're going to draw Prophesy. Do I violin to draw something else? I'm looking for like second Spectral Shield, resourceful to get Plucky back. Technically more Mind's Eye Secrets, although that's not super relevant at the moment. Or do I violin for the resource? I don't think I really need the resources. I think I violin for another card. I'm trying to draw my way to the cards that are most important. Yes, I might bash my face into paranoia. That I think is an issue that I'm just willing to take. So we'll... it doesn't really matter. I guess it might. I'll discard one of these last chances. Draw a different card. Voice of Ra. I mean, fine. I'm getting closer to the cards I really want. If I moved, draw, play Living Ink, and now investigate. I'm testing 2 against 2, and I will discard, doesn't really matter. I'll discard Voice of Ra with Cornered to be 4 against 2, -1, we pass, we get a clue. Okay. All right. No enemies. We upkeep. There's Resourceful to get Plucky back. Okay. Good. 5 of 6 do. Encounter card. The Dimensional Doorway. I have to draw the topmost hex in the encounter discard pile. I get Beyond the Veil back. Well, I might be resourcefuling back Alter Fate. That's pretty funny. Well, this is the other way back around to the finale, of course. Fine. All right. So, it's a hex, which does mean I get Grizzled. But also it surges, so I'm getting another encounter card for my troubles, which is an Offer of Power. This one is going to be take 2 horror. I can't let Yog-Sothoth pop it now. So we take 2 horror. Spectral Shield blocks 1. The other horror goes on Patrice. That's fine. Okay. Discard Mind's Eye to get 2 more secrets. I do have another Resourceful coming up. But if I don't test with the Resourceful now, then I'm not getting back either Alter Fate or Plucky. Yog-Sothoth will spawn. I think he spawns at the edge of the universe, but he can make attacks of opportunity. So with enough clues, I could still walk away from him. I am, of course, thinking about move, get a clue, which, because I can't use Resourceful on this willpower test when I leave the steps, because it doesn't have a willpower icon. If I move, get a clue, I could Resourceful back. The safe play is to Resourceful back Alter Fate to get rid of Beyond the Veil. The greed play is to Resourceful back Plucky and trust in getting the second Resourceful coming up. But I may or may not have the capacity to make that work. Lucky would really help, though. Yog-Sothoth may make me... It's going to make me start discarding cards from the deck. That's going to make it vital to get rid of Beyond the Veil. Play it safe. Get Alter Fate. All right. First action move. The Steps of Yegarl. Second action, we're going to... there's only one clue. Second action, we're going to investigate. Oh, I'm turning off Living Ink. To save charges for Spectral Shield. Right, I'm going to investigate. I have to use Book in order for Resourceful to work, but I've got other question marks. Let's see. Do I play the Winging It in my discard pile? No, the Winging It that isn't there. I guess that answers that question. How did that? I don't know. I'm losing track. I'm losing my brain. Fine-ish, he said, muttering to himself. Okay, we're investigating. So we're testing 2 against 3. Resourceful makes it 3 on 3. I also have the Yegarl test itself. Be on 3. Or discard one of these to be 6 on 3. Do I commit Promise of Power on this? Make it 7 on 3. And then when I go to leave, I'd be testing 4, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I do think that's the play. We're going to commit this Promise of Power. Add a curse. Oh, the skulls are -5. That's kind of the worst of both worlds. Hold on, let me think this through. 3 on 3. On 3. If I discard 1, 5 on 3, 6 on 3 is only getting me up to 3 up. Do I instead... I'd love to get this clue to clear the steps of a clue so that it's worth extra points on the final score. But it is a slightly higher shroud. If I backtrack and instead of moving, if I investigate it first, then I would be testing 2 on 2, 3 on 2 with Resourceful, 7 on 2 with Promise of Power. That's 5 up. Then I could move, and then I'd be testing 4, 6, 7, 8 on... There's also 2. Huh, okay. No, wait a minute. I think I was... No, actually, no, we're fine. Well, hopefully. All right, never mind. We are going to do it here. 2 on 3. Resourceful makes it 3 on 3. Promise of Power makes it 7 on 3. Add a curse. Discard Quantum Flux. Now we're 9 on 3. We're 6 up. Cultist. -2. We pass. We get the clue. And we get back. Play it safe. Alter Fate. And we immediately play it to get rid of Beyond the Veil. Okay. Now we move again. We're testing Willpower 2. So we're at 4 against 2. Guts makes it 6 on 2. And I'll discard Grizzled with Cornered so that we're testing 8 on 2. We're 6 up. -1. We pass by a bunch. We draw a card from Guts. The test of will. That would have been nice to have in my hand for the encounter phase, but whatever. The point is we move. We have 2 clues. We have more. We have 4 clues. So we open up the Edge of the Universe. Okay. Which advances this. And now I can spend 3 clues to advance. Which I'm going to do right away because I don't want to be stuck here not being able to draw cards in the upkeep. So we're going to spend 3 clues. We remove this from the game and put the Tear Through Time into play. Okay, so Tear Through Time. This goes away. Tear Through Time comes here. When removed from the game, I get shunted back to another dimension. I take a horror, which Spectral Shield and the Living Ink block. So now I'm back here. And now we just need to resign. Tear Through Time is what will let us resign. I think we're going to need 2 clues. So I'm going to need to get 1 more clue on my way here. Okay. Whew. It's tense, but we're trying our best. Okay. There are no enemies on the board. We upkeep into. Both predators or preys. There are no enemies, so these both discard and add a new card to my hand. Okay. All right. It's fine. Mythos. 6. The agenda advances. The key in the gate. So the edge of the universe is not in play, so it spawns at another dimension with me. Yog Sothoth. And then we advance to Agenda 4A. So Yog Sothoth. Fight 4, health 4. Actually, health 10. Massive Hunter and Retaliate. Can't be evaded. Cannot make attacks of opportunity. When it attacks, you take a damage and 5 horror, but instead of taking up to X horror, you can discard that many cards from your deck. But if doing so empties your deck, you're driven insane. My goal is to move the heck away from this guy. Doom track of 2 on Agenda 4, but it's one of those agendas that'll keep flipping. And you could try to defeat Yog-Sothoth, but we ain't doing that with a Kukri. Nor is that the best resolution for Patrice anyway. All right. Here we go. Final stretch. What is our encounter card? We didn't have to shuffle this, right? Did we? Where is it? No, nothing shuffles. Okay. All right, here we go. Encounter card. Pushed into the Beyond. Shuffle a story asset you control into your deck. Discard the top 3. If a copy of that asset is discarded, take 2 horror. It has to be asset, so I can't, like, shuffle back a jury rig, because those are events. Like, it's probably the 1 charge left living ink, right? I'm probably gonna end up taking 2 horror, frankly, no matter what I pick. Which, of course, the living ink would block another one of. But I mean, what else? I'm not shuffling back any of these. I'm not. Be funny to lose the Kukri? No, then I'm defenseless against enemies. Do I have a winging it in the discard? I don't. The heck is. Where are they? Well, maybe this will discard one, actually. All right. Or I could do the violin. If I discard the violin, I am thinking about discarding the violin because that doesn't. It's getting me a card swap or a card for resource swap. However, I'm also aware that paranoia is coming up, and now what I'm thinking is, if I got a winging it. All right, the safest thing to do is obviously spend my entire turn moving. I still will need at least 1 more clue to get out, so I can't get out this turn, but I could get a clue here. The score boosting thing would be to loop around through Endless Bridge. If I get a winging it, I could get both clues here. If one of them gets discarded. No, I probably should use the violin because it lets me. All right, I am going to. Is there a living ink already in here? There is. All right, it's going to be the living ink. And we discard the top 3. 1, Unexpected Courage. 2, winging it. That's good. 3, Paranoia. Oh my gosh, that was the best triple discard. Thank you. Pushed into the Beyond. You may have just saved the day. Okay. All right. So, again, as a reminder, the more locations, extra dimensional locations in play, the higher my score at the end. And the more that I don't have any clues in them, the higher the score at the end. So, In a perfect world, we move to Endless Bridge. We get both clues of winging it. Then we move to Dimensional Doorway. We're going to have to put a doom here to keep this in play, which does mean Yog-Sothoth is going to attack when the agenda advances. Oh, which I have just enough cards to die to after I upkeep. No, because winging it will shuffle in. I'll have just enough cards to not die to. That's pretty funny. All right. And I'll have to spend 2 resources when I end my turn here at the Dimensional Doorway, but I have the resources, and I'm not going to lose them because we just went past Paranoia. All right, we're going to do this. No attacks of opportunity. Bye. Over here. Endless Bridge. We are going to play Winging It from the discard. Spend a resource. Okay. Oh. This was a Hex, so I get a Grizzled. All right. We might as well use Mind's Eye, right? So we're testing 5 against 3. Grizzled. I want to use Premonition at the end of the round, if I can. So Grizzled would make it 6, 7, 8 with Voice of Ra, 10 after discarding Impromptu Barrier, 10 on 3. Yeah, that feels pretty good. So 6, 7, 8. Discard this. Testing 10 against 3. -1 is a pass. We get both clues. Winging It shuffles into the deck in a very important shuffle. We move. I'm going to put a Doom here so it stays in play. Move down to Dimensional Doorway. Turn ends. I spend 2 resources to keep Dimensional Doorway in play. I will use the Violin to discard Promise of Power for a resource, and I will play Premonition to know what my next card is. I was actually at 4. I was 1 willpower lower on that test because I don't have Living Ink. But I still passed by a very large number, so it didn't matter. What's my token? -3. Okay. Not great, not terrible. Enemies. Yog-Sothoth moves to the Endless Bridge. It be chasin', as Yogs do. Upkeep. Okay. That's kind of funny. Interesting. All right. Mythos. We had a Doom, so this advances. Yog-Sothoth attacks everyone, then we flip this back. So I take a damage, 5 horror. I have 6 cards, so I'm just going to take the damage, which defeats Spectral Shield. And instead of taking any horror, I'm going to discard my top 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 1 card left. We're going to sneak past this Insanity effect with the reshuffle. Okay. Back we go. Another encounter card. What do we get? A Yithian Starseeker, which spawns at another dimension. Thank goodness none of these bozos showed up with their 3 fight, 4 health, evade 5, while I had to walk through other dimension. That ain't an issue. It is a monster, so I get Grizzled. Where is it? Okay. I think we win. Let's try to get this Dimensional Doorway clue first. And we know exactly what our token is. So we're going to investigate. I can resourceful something back. Does it really matter? I'll get plucky. Why not? We'll finish strong with all our stuffs. We're going to investigate. I'm testing 2 against 2. I'll commit Resourceful to be 3 on 2. I'll discard this, winging it to be 5 on 2. Hey, my token was -3. I pass. I get the clue. And I'll pull Plucky back from the discard. And I'll play it, because why not? And now we move to the Tear Through Time. And I can resign and win. One last cheeky thing. Since I have Captivating Performance, I could wait here another round. Yog-Sothoth is not going to catch up. And I could like spend some actions to try to put more locations into play. I mean, 2 Tears Through Space are already gone. Would it be discard a card? If I spend an action to do that now, next round Yog-Sothoth moves down here. Following round, I could spam that again. I think there's 2 more Tears Through Space. I think there's a total of 4. And I think there's also 1 more Prismatic Cascade. What could kill me if I attempt to do this nonsense? Like, what encounter card could I draw next turn that would annihilate me? Wormhole. This card. Because that would pull me away from the resign spot. Well, since resign is a type of action, I could at least do it once, right? Because I investigated, I moved, I can activate, and then use Captivating Performance to resign. So let's do it once. And if we discard the other Wormhole, I think there's 2. Maybe we stick around another round. Otherwise, that'd be a really ignominious end. What do we get? There's the other Wormhole, and Beyond the Veil, and a Tear Through Space. Are there indeed only, 1 second. Are there only 2 copies of Wormhole? I'm going to take a big fat look. There are only 2 copies of Wormhole. And now I'm past it. But if I let the Tear Through Space stay, I'll need to put a Doom on it, which does mean Yog-Sothoth will attack me again next round. I will take a damage. What else could annihilate me? There is Vast Expanse. Oh, Vast Expanse. Because an auto-fail on that means you lose. Well, no. I have Plucky. Plucky could absorb the horror. Heck, we're going to do it. We're going to see if we can't get a couple more locations into play. This is a bad idea, but we're going to try it. All right, this guy does not hunt. Yog-Sothoth does. All right. This is real silly. I'm basically 16 cards, 15, so I could pull out 6 more and then resign. All right, I do take a horror, go on Plucky, 5, 2. No, I can still tank a 5 horror hit from Vast Expanse. Yes, it's okay. All right. Oh my goodness. All right, enemy phase. Can't believe I'm doing this. Yog-Sothoth moves down to the dimensional doorway. Upkeep. Should it use something? Well, it should be fine. Okay, upkeep. All right. And I take a horror from the reshuffle of my deck, which goes on Plucky. Mythos. Oh, wait. Doom has to go and tear through space, which means this advances and Yogg-Sothoth attacks again. I take a damage, and I will discard 5 cards from my deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Flip. Encounter card. Another location. Prismatic Cascade. I discard a card randomly from hand, which is Impromptu Barrier. Second one of these. Sure. That's another half point. Okay. Enough is enough. We're going to do this twice more, and then we're going to resign. All right. What's our top 3? Nope. Whole lot of none. Fine. Let's do it again. What's our top 3? Hey, we found the last remaining tear through space. I think that's everything. Yeah, the only other remaining extra dimensional locations are 2 more copies of Tear Through Space, which are both in the discard. So this was as much as I was going to get. And now, obviously, it's still not perfect. Like, these have clues on them. Well, Prismatic Cascade, you can't get the last clue off of. It's really these that have clues on them that'll still be points. But you know what? Last action, we spend 2 clues, and we resign. And we get to resolution 1. Woo! Again, what a wild ride. We finish off our Christmas tree of Kukri Cup victims with 2 interstellar travelers. Yeah, these are everything that we killed in every scenario with our tarot cards as a star on top. So that's another 6 points of kill. Plus, we got 3 points for succeeding. And now we get a half point for every location, extra dimensional location in play, plus another half point for each with no clues. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total locations in play. And 1, 2, 3, 4 of them don't have clues. So that's a total of 6 bonus points. Plus 3 points for winning the mission. 9 more points, plus 6 kill points. We did it. Our final tally for the Kukri Cup. Again, mediocre score. But let's see what we ended up with. 10, 22, 33, 39, 46, 51.09. We'll forget that. 61. A maybe respectable 70 mission points. Plus 9, 23, 37, 41, 56, 62 Kukri victim kill points. I'll take it. Quick aside, turns out that the base number of points for winning Lost in Time and Space is 5 rather than the usual 3. So I actually wound up with 2 extra mission points than I said, which brings me up to a slightly even more respectable final 72 points plus 62 kill points. Now back to our regularly scheduled celebration. Resolution 1. We close the tear in reality. We suffer a bunch of trauma. We get experience that we can't get because we were ascetic the whole way through. And we win the campaign. Not so cursed after all, huh? Thank you so much, Trotic or Troticy, whoever you prefer to be called, for coming up with this whole fun Mythos, Hunters of the Mythos challenge. I've had a blast. I know everyone else playing has similarly had a blast. We had more auto fails than Elder Signs, but it was sort of, it was actually probably closer to 2020 because some of these are blocked up by that Wheel of Fortune tarot card where I pulled -5s instead. So about even on the luck of those token pulls. We had a hairy moment there with the Watchers, certainly, but we bounced back from it. And we've got our lovely holiday festive tree of Kukri Cup victims. And I look forward to, when time comes for Chapter 3, to revisiting wherever we go next. So, happy holidays, everyone, as we roll into this month of December. And until next time, take it easy, everyone.